Discrimination against Muslim Americans remains high in the United States, more than a decade after Islamic extremists carried out the September 11th attacks. Polls show, on average, 3 in 10 Americans think Muslim Americans are sympathetic towards al-Qaeda. Attacks on mosques and Muslims, though sporadic, do happen. Digging deeper now into the issue, the Pew Research Center asked Americans whether Islam encourages violence more than other religions. Beginning in 2002, the trend of people who said yes headed upward. It reached a peak of 45% in 2007. It then began to level off between 2007 and 2009. Today, 4 in 10 Americans believe Islam encourages violence more than other religions. That's almost the same number as those who disagree that Islam is more apt to teach violence. The issue is coming to the forefront again as the New York City Police Department defends its practice of putting Muslims under surveillance. A federal judge ruled on Thursday that police are not breaking any laws with their practice in the neighboring state of New Jersey. As CCTV's Liling reports, the ruling is causing widespread anger among the Muslim American community.
They're known as New York's finest, ubiquitous on city streets and in city subways. But for Muslim American communities in the New York and New Jersey area, it's law enforcement they cannot see that has kept them on guard and on the defensive.
I start seeing them, different cars, sometimes in a 4-door car, sometimes in a truck. Sometimes my friends, they come to visit me in the pizzeria, they talk to me, we shake hands, I give somebody a hug, they leave, they get pulled over right outside by undercover. Not by police, by undercover.
Undercover agents, informants and surveillance cameras, part of the NYPD spying programs that have just been deemed legal by a federal judge in New Jersey. Last week, Judge William Martini dismissed a civil case filed in 2012 against the NYPD, alleging its surveillance programs were unconstitutional and discriminatory because they focused on race and religion. In his ruling, the judge wrote that it was legal because, quote, the police could not have monitored New Jersey for Muslim terrorist activities without monitoring the Muslim community itself, and that the motive for the program was not solely to discriminate against Muslims, but rather to find Muslim terrorists hiding among ordinary, law-abiding Muslims. The Center for Constitutional Rights is one of the parties that filed the civil case on behalf of members of the Muslim American community. It criticized Friday's ruling and is appealing the decision.
I think our clients and many Muslim Americans have feared after 9/11 that they don't have recourse to the same constitutional rights and protections that other Americans do. This decision, I think, confirms their worst fears.
The case was filed after internal NYPD documents made public by the Associated Press news agency showed, among other revelations, that the NYPD had set up databases on mosques and Muslim-owned businesses.
There's really no aspect of Muslim American life in New Jersey, in New York, the tri-state area and beyond that the NYPD didn't attempt to map out, define, and investigate or follow.
Critics of the NYPD spying programs may have lost the New Jersey case, but they remain hopeful about a similar case being filed in Brooklyn, in which lawyers are expected to show evidence that the NYPD's surveillance programs have seriously hurt the Muslim community. Liling, CCTV, New York.